You and I, if we let go. You and I. You and I, if we let go. Wonder why you do those things. You know you got me.
So I got really tired doing numerous endurance runs in the past few days and I decided to just stop and do some Kuva farming in endless Kuva mission. Crazy, right? Stopped doing survival mission but decided to do yet another survival mission. Well, grinding is in my DNA and that is why I love Warframe. So anyway, my usual go-to frame for this type of mission is Necros. However, I decided to change that for a bit. I decided to go with some CC frames for this mission and, upon playing a couple of frames, I just notice how amazing Frost is when built for defense, CC and support. My previous build, which you can see later at the end of this video, is more towards defense missions, which just task you to defend a single location. My biggest problem with that build was mobility. I mean, I can move but the thing is, when facing level 100 plus enemies, I'm just so damn scared to get out of my bubble as I know that when I do that, I'll be one-shotted by enemies. That build is really not suitable in missions like the Kuva Endless or Excavation mission, which will task you to travel from one location to another. So, I decided to try out a different build for this scenario. I tested a couple of variation and I find out about the Icy Avalanche augment, which is pretty amazing for Frost, and just makes him a great team player. Okay, I know I can't explain to you well on how this build works by just showing you my run on Kuva Endless. So, let's head to the build section of this video. So, this is the build that I'm using on my Frost right now, a build that has balance, efficiency, range and duration. And here's the Icy Avalanche augment. The thing about this augment is, it gives you and your teammate an ice coating when you cast, and then freeze enemies. The ice coating not only gives you armor that absorbs incoming damage, but it also grants status immunity, and as well as knockdown immunity. The health of the ice coating does scale with power strength, but to efficiently use it, I suggest that you go for range, as the more enemies you hit, the larger the health of the ice coating gets. Now, I did not go with overextended as it's no use hitting large group of enemies when you can only get small amount of armor in return. Stretch and cunning drift are pretty sufficient in my case as it gives my avalanche 24 meters range. Another thing to take note is that enemies still frozen by a previous casting of avalanche will not contribute to the ice coating's health, which is why range is really needed to hit more targets with this ability. Now you might wonder why I did choose to have really low duration for this build, as that somehow take away the crowd control of my avalanche. But the thing is, efficiency is really great, especially in high level plays. Do remember that Frost is really dependent on energy to be efficient in the field. Not only that, efficiency lets me spend my avalanche to the point that I can gain 2k ice coating if there are large enemies coming at my location. You really don't need to worry about duration, as still, avalanche has a brief stun duration where you can see enemies like they are confused or something, and you can spam the ability anyway, so you can just reapply the effect endlessly, if you have endless energy of course. The other mods are pretty much personal preference like transient fortitude, vitality and steel fiber. You can add more power strength to this build by going with blind rage, but I suggest not a max one. Now I did add steel fiber on this build so my snow globe will have more health. It's my main ability to defend those Kuva harvesters or excavators. Yes, I know that in high level plays, usually you will just take advantage of its 4 seconds invincibility, but the thing is, I like my globe to be a little tougher, which is why I chose to mod it with steel fiber. Now to make your Frost more efficient in terms of energy, I strongly suggest that you take the Zenuric Focus, Energy Pulse, which grants extra energy whenever you loot an energy orb, and Energizing Dash, which gives you energy per seconds, are really great in keeping Frost energy at max level. This is the most optimal focus tree for Frost, and I really recommend that you take Zenuric when playing with this Warframe. Another thing is, well, this is not actually needed, but if you can, or if you have the budget, then go for a max rank arcane energize. This is the best arcane for warframes that consumes a lot of energy like frost. It's really a great asset for caster frames, and that is why you see it so expensive in the market. Overall, this build is pretty dank and I strongly suggest that you try it for yourself. It offers good crowd control, great support and defensive capability, perfect for missions like excavation and Kuvo Endless. Now I have several people asking about my frost fashion frame, so I will just add it here on this video. If you have a couple of minutes to spare, then you can check it out. By the way, before you leave, please do me a favor and hit that like button if you enjoy watching this video. Also, if you are not yet part of the Grind team, then you can join our amazing community by simply clicking that big subscribe button below. Just remember to turn on notifications to receive daily Warframe updates from this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Squad leader signing off.
Fire and ice, going in ties, 'cause we want to. Why you go and play those games? Can we just cut to the chase? Fire and ice, we'll do it all night if you want to. 'Cause this will be the last time that you're ever gonna love me. This will be the last time, 'cause our love is like fire and ice, fire and ice, fire and ice. Na 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 na. Fire and ice, fire and ice. Na 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 na. Cause our love is like fire. You and I, if you could go. You and I. You and I. Wonder why you do those things. You know you got me going insane. Fire and ice, going in ties, 'cause we want to. Why you go and play those games? Can we just cut to the chase? Fire and ice, we'll do it all night if you want to. 'Cause this will be the last time that you're ever gonna love me. This will be the last time, 'cause our love is like fire and ice, fire and ice, fire and ice. Na 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 na. Fire and ice, fire and ice. Na 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 na.